Hello Ramen Nation, Chris Cobain here bringing you another Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi Battle. A quick disclaimer before we get into the actual battle. I'd like you to take a quick look at my team, specifically the last two in line. That would be Weavile and that would be Slowbro. Now, these Pokemon, at the time of recording this video, Weavile is in the Smogon Borderline 1 tier and Slowbro is in the Smogon OU tier. As you guys may have noticed, if you follow Smogon at all, throughout the history of my videos, I've used predominantly UU and under Pokemon at all times. I don't use OU, I never really did, I never really cared to. That's up till now. I've decided to make a change with the way I battle. Now, that's not to say I'm going to be using super OU teams. You still won't see me using, you know, this stuff like Scizor and Talonflame and Chansey and Gliscor and etc. Stuff of that nature. What I decided to do though is to use whatever I want. This decision became mainly because of the fact that I love Mega Gallade so much and they moved into Borderline 1, which would typically be unusable. I think I just, when that happened, I just kind of realized I'm letting some group of people, you know, decide. They dictated what I used on my stream at all times, and it ended up not making sense. So I decided to just use what I want. I'm going to use the Pokemon I like. You guys know I love Slowbro. He was a big guy before. I got a video of him sweeping a team on my YouTube somewhere. So I'm going to be using him. Weavile I love. I'll be bringing back Metagross. I'll be using Mega Gallade. Maybe Gengar sometime in the future. But just so you guys are aware, from now on you may see a couple OU Pokemon here and there, and this one you can see two of them. But with that out of the way, thank you guys for sticking around while I blabbered on about it. I just wanted to make sure it was all clear with everyone. Let's go ahead and take a look at the team previews. My team is Granbull, Jolteon, Dragalge, Florges, and Weavile and Slowbro. My opponent, who's actually a mod in my Twitch chat, his name is Nick, or Nyoung, as we know him in the chat. He's got a team of Shuckle, Darmanitan, Shaman, Seeking, Avalugg, and Mienshao. So his team can be very scary. He's got a couple of very terrifying Pokemon, including Shaman and Darmanitan on his side. So I know I'm going to have to look out for them. As per leads, I kind of figured either be maybe Shuckle, but most likely Mienshao. So based on that, I want to lead Granbull. So basically what I told myself here is if he leads with Mienshao and I lead with Granbull, he's going to U-turn into Avalugg. I already knew that was happening. Because to predict a play rough, it's less risky than switching into like Darmanitan to take a play rough. But I wasn't thinking, like I said that to myself before the match started, but I just was not giving it any thought when I was picking a move, and I actually hit play rough. Which comes back to bite me a little bit. Like I said, I planned on going for play rough because I knew this was going to happen. And I ended up paying for it. Only does about 25%. I don't think close combat would have been a 2-hit KO anyway, but it would have hit hard, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and switch out into Slowbro. I did lower his attack. I know he's not really going to do much to me, but he actually ends up doubling into Shuckle. Now, the plan for me switching into Avalugg, switching Slowbro into Avalugg, was to try to get a shot to set up. Shuckle still allows such a thing. Shuckle's not really going to stop me from setting up too hard. So I'm going to go ahead and go for a Calm Mind, get a little boost going, and he's actually going to go ahead and set up Sticky Web. It's a little annoying. I don't really have anything to stop it, and my Pokemon, mainly Weavile and Jolteon, are both completely obliterated by that. So at this point, I'm not going to set up any further. I don't really care to, so I'm just going to go for Scald. Works out nicely for me. Not only do I get a burn, but he actually used not Taunt, excuse me. His name's Don't Taunt, that's why I said that. He uses Encore, excuse me, so instead of being locked into Calm Mind, I'm locked into, you know, Scald, which is good. So I'm going to go for Scald again. I actually thought he might switch into Shaman there, but there wasn't much I could do. Maybe I could get a burn, force a switch for Natural Cure or something. I don't know. Either way, though, he stays in, he takes it, and that is going to be the end of Shuckle. So his best switch, obviously, to switch into a +1 Scald is going to be Shaman. He could switch into Seeking as well, but that thing's typically physical, so you don't really want it to take a burn. So I am going to switch into Leviathan for the grass attack, but nice prediction on his part. He goes for Earth Power. Earth Power would have hit Slowbro really hard anyway, and I wouldn't have done much to him, so it was a really good play to go for just go straight for the Earth Power. So he's going to switch out, not wanting to take a Sludge Wave to the face, so he switches into Seeking. And I'm going to use, this is adaptability, but I am Assault Vested as opposed to Choice Specs. That does a little less than half. So right off the bat, I don't know what item he was. We never got to reveal it. I don't know if Seeking's just that bulky, but I kind of was thinking maybe Vested, but I don't know. He goes for knocking off my Assault Vest, which is really annoying. Then I go for Sludge Wave. I get that, I believe, 5% poison, so hacks are on my side. The burn and the poison have mattered, and Seeking goes down. But now he can easily bring in Shaman. He's easily going to be able to obliterate me with Earth Power, and Dragalge is going to be my first loss, but that's okay. This turns out to be a ginormous misplay later, but for now it's not that big a deal. So I'm going to switch into Florgs, obviously, good switch here to eat up whatever attack he's going to throw at me. And go ahead for Moonblast. I actually forgot at this point he was carrying Darmanitan. I remembered Avalugg and Mienshao. I forgot Darmanitan. I figured Moonblast would hit everything on his team for good damage, but obviously Darmanitan's going to wall it off to a certain degree. Not very bulky, so it almost does 25, which is actually a good chunk of damage, especially on Darm. So at this point, I'm pretty sure just a straight-out Flare Blitz is coming. Let's go into Slowbro, eat that up. This thing's probably going to be scarfed, you know, with your sheer force, obviously, and all that good stuff. So I switch into Slowbro. He goes for Flare Blitz, and this mother trucker obliterates me. Look at that damage. I mean, I'm a completely invested physical wall, resistant to fire. That did nearly half. So immediately, I called Choice Band. We never actually revealed it, but I never calced it, but I'm almost positive it's band damage anyway, so. So he's going to switch, obviously, no need to stay in and get obliterated. I predicted the switch into Shaman, though, so I go for Psyshock. It's not going to do a lot, but it does more than Scald anyway. I'm not going to try to set up Calm Mind because a Calm Mind +1 wouldn't stop Seed Flare, so no point in trying that. So, predicting the Seed Flare, there's really no reason for him that I go for it this time. I'm going to go into my Special Wall Florgs, and he is going to hit up the Seed Flare. And watch this damage. This is incredible. Again, it does almost half, which immediately I know specs. I'm completely aware at this point that this is a spec set. I don't know what he's carrying as a spec set. Sapphire and Earthpower, I don't know what else he has, but it's definitely specs. So he's going to go for a second Seed Flare. I can't live 3. That's ridiculous. That's a non-boosted neutral special attack to Florgs, 3 hit KO. That's a hard thing to accomplish. Takes like Specs Boom Burst from X-Cloud. I'm going to go for Moonblast just because what the hell am I going to switch into a Specs Seed Flare? Nothing. So might as well let him go and then try to bring in something else. So I'm going to bring in Weavile here. I don't carry Ice Shard on this actually. I carry Fake Out and then Ice Punch. I'm going to go for, I have Life Orb. Pretty sure I can hit this at least hard enough to maybe bring Weavile back in, hit him with Fake Out again to kill him, but he's going to predict the Fake Out, which is pretty obvious, or at least an Ice Shard anyway, and switch into Avalugg. So now this was my first day of using Weavile. What I do when I use my Pokemon for the first time is I try to test them out somewhat to see how much damage they can do. So in a normal situation, I'd probably switch out there, but I was actually curious to see what a Life Orb Low Kick would do to Avalugg. That's about 50. That's not that bad, especially for Avalugg, so he does end up carrying Rock Tomb. It didn't really matter. If he had Gyro Ball or something, you know, I'm obviously toast, so I go down. That's alright. I did work there, and I wasn't mad at that. So I'm going to bring in Jolteon here. I actually go for Hidden Power Ice, as opposed to going for Volt Switch, which would have been really easy, just in case he decides to switch into Shaman, because if he switched into Shaman, I no longer have my priority on my team, so that thing would have been a ginormous piece of garbage, so Avalugg does go down, which is good. He's going to be able to bring in Steve, and he's actually going to go for U-turn, because Sticky Web's up. I think he predicted, I decided to stay in to leave him for fodder, you know, because I could have switched into Bro, but works out. He goes for U-turn, and he actually switches into Darmanitan. I actually thought for half a second when he did that he only had Shaman left, and I was like, oh my god, he's switching to a Hidden Power Ice. But no, he has Darm, so that sucks. So, Darm's going to take it very well. I'm going to switch into Granbull this time. I'm switching into Granbull because Granbull is going to intimidate, and I know U-turn's coming again. With Slowbro there, and knowing that this banded U-turn would kill Jolteon anyway, there would be no point in not. So I want to go into Granbull. It helps me save both Jolteon and Slowbro and sack Granbull, who isn't really going to be such a huge help because everyone on the team, aside from like me and Chow, I guess, could really obliterate him. So So in comes Shaman again. Shaman's going to go for Seed Flare, and that's going to completely body Gramble. So this thing is being a pain in my butt. So now I basically have to rely on him in specs. I'm pretty sure he is. I need him to be there. It's my only shot. I'm going to bring in Jolteon. He cannot take a Seed Flare. He could go for Earth Power, but he's specs. So that's what I'm relying on. And I'm relying on the mishacks because I think Seed Flare is 85%. And he misses it. I think it's 85. I think he hit 4? No, more than that. I don't even know. 3 or 4. Whatever. Either way, he misses finally. Thank Jesus, and ends up dying to Shadow Ball. So now he's going to be able to bring in that Bandit Darm. It's Bandit because it's on a Sticky Web team, which would make a lot of sense. He's going to obliterate me with U-Turn, and it becomes 1-on-1, or 1-on-2, excuse me. But a 1-on-2, I really feel as though I can win in this position. So he's going to bring out Mienshao on the U-Turn as I bring out Slowbro. Sticky Web means nothing here. He doesn't want a U-turn, but he does carry knockoff, which is a little unfortunate. So that does a really good chunk of damage. And I'm going to Scald him here. It does around half, it's pretty much easy to 2-8 KO. So at this point, what I'm going to do is little stally maybe, without my leftovers and everything. I'm going to slack off. I know there's nothing else he can do. I'm pretty sure he's Scarfed. I could be wrong. But it's all he's using when he could easily U-turn out. So I think actually here I did go for another slack off to ensure myself at max HP. Now all I have to do is be able to take this knockoff and take a U-turn from Darm, and the game is mine. So knockoff does around 25, maybe a little bit more than that. And I'm going to take out Mienshao, and now it's just down to the Banded Darm. Can I take a Banded Darmanitan U-turn and kill him with Scald? I know I can kill him with Scald. The only question is, can I live this U-turn? I was fairly confident in my ability to do so. He is going to use it, and it does a lot. It does a lot. That's about 50, which is ridiculous. But I do live it pretty easily there, and I am going to be able to revenge, or counter back with the Scald and take out the Darmanitan for the close 1-0. And that battle, absolutely amazing. Always love getting 1-0s. And it was really cool that Slowbro was part of it since this was his first day back. So, like I said, expect to see little bits of OU here and there. Gengar, maybe Mamo at some point. Mamo Swine, that is. And stuff like that. I might, you know, you'll be seeing it from time to time. I won't be running huge OU teams. I won't be running super OU stuff. Just a little bit here and there. Stuff I really want to use that I think are cool, like Slowbro. And we've, that was a really fun game. It was really, really close match. Really nerve-wracking. A little bit of RNG, obviously. I would have lost if it wasn't for Shaman hitting that, or missing that Seed Flare on Jolteon, but I'll take it. Shaman is such a powerhouse, though. But anyway, guys, that is it for this battle. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you do me a favor and hit that like button at the bottom of the video. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not done so yet. I try to get out content, whether it be shiny videos or battles, every couple days, every few days. It's been a while since my last one, but I've been kind of busy, so I try to get them out as much as possible. If you guys have not had a chance to check out my live stream, you should do so over at twitch.tv/xChrisCoban. I stream 6 days a week. We have a lot of fun there. It's a good way to get a battle with me. If you're looking for a battle, I battle almost every single day there. And maybe you can find yourself in one of these YouTube videos as well if we have a really good match. But that is it for me, you guys, so I will see you guys in the next video.